Let's go back to Washington and speak to Abdullahi Boru Halakhe, an East and Horn of Africa senior advocate. He joins us from, as I say, the American capital. Abdullahi, great to see you. First of all, if you don't mind a personal question, are you an analyst of the African region or an analyst from Africa? Because are you worried about what we're just about to discuss?
Thank you so much, Adnan. I am worried to the extent that, when some policies like this ones are announced, they tend to be a blunt instrument that the people who it's supposed to target and the people who doesn't target could probably be on the line. But for me and my family, we are safe for now.
What do you make of the justification for this pause, this travel ban coming from the White House? Because many people are saying, actually, if you look at the statistics, look at all of the research, immigrants are far less likely to commit crimes in the United States. And yet Donald Trump is talking about immigrants producing social dysfunction in his country.
I think one thing that we have to bear in mind is that this kind of rhetorics and the policies that follows has been incredibly lucrative for Donald Trump and people on the right, not just in the United States, but also elsewhere. Let's remind ourselves as well, Donald Trump, went into becoming the US president by starting to question the birth certificate of the former president, Barack Obama. So as such, there is no political downside for him to pursue these particular cruel, inhumane, and if you will, even illegal policies that he has made his particular focus. The first executive order that he issued was to stop all the refugees coming into the United States, including asylum seekers. The second executive order that followed that was to allow people from South Africa, Afrikaners particularly, arguing that they were facing white genocide, something that is not being supported by any fact. So we are living in a cruel but also post-fact era, and as such, everything is on the line. But unfortunately, the people who are going to pay the price are the poor, marginalized people, and that is incredibly sad to see. Let me just add as well, the president's wife, she was not born in this country. He needs to just consider that despite all the political gains that he's finding from this particular cruel policy, he's breaking the law, he's breaking the communities apart, and so many other things, and it doesn't serve the end.
I will not lead you down a particular path with this question, Abdullahi. You take your pick. Okay, Donald Trump says there is a security issue, that his country is basically going down the pan because of immigrants from certain countries. Is that possibly justifiable in terms of what he believes America needs to be a safer nation? Or is this something that relates back to what the former South African ambassador to the US said before he was thrown out by the Trump administration? He says basically that this administration is concerned about the changing demographics in the United States, because we know that Hispanics are taking over in the US. Their language will be the #1 language in the US in the not too distant future.
But the thing is, those things can coexist. You can have the increasing number of non-white people in the United States, as well as having their cultures, their way of life. That doesn't necessarily mean that the people who are predominantly now white will have to lose their identity. The magic wand of this country has been that immigrants will come, bring what they have with them, their culture, their food, their identity and everything, but still remain being American. And that is the beauty of this country. Look at all the innovations that we have. For instance, if this was done purely on merit, the president has gone after the Somali-born members of Congress from Minnesota. But at the same time, the same president, he is putting on pedestal Elon Musk. So what is the difference between Elon Musk and Ilhan Omar, apart from the fact that Ilhan Omar is black, Ilhan Omar is Muslim, and Elon Musk is white, and Elon Musk is a man? And so I think the reality is Americans need not to fall for this red meat of rhetoric that people are going to take over their jobs. People are going to, there will be a demographic dismantlement of what is currently a white Christian country. That need not to happen, because these two things, having a country that is predominantly white and alongside immigrants who are making this country better, is not a bad thing. It is a good thing for the United States. It's what turbocharged the America's economy. It's what makes this country vibrant. Look at film, art, music, and everything that comes out of this country. It is on the back of that. Are there issues with migrants who come and, like with many other situations where they break the law? Yes. And those ones need to be dealt with. But the entire community need not to be tarred with the mistakes of the few.
So wonderful to hear you, Abdullahi Boru Halakhe, just speak with logic and to basically say that, hey, we're all the same. Take care.